Okay, let's try this again. I had to go get my coffee. Yeah, my bedroom's destroyed right now, but I haven't been feeling well, and it's hard for me to get around and move around right now. I'm shooting my hip and everything. And I go out there and stay bent over all day, you know. That makes it even worse on me. Well, let's talk about a goat. There was a time, and I don't know if you remember this or not, but you remember when I had my horse out at Laura's place in Montevallo? She had like a little 3-acre piece of land that pretty much I was paying for. And then she ruined my horse. Well, Bobby, he had brought you and Daniel out there. Yeah. And, well, I put y'all up on the horse and let you wash around and all that kind of stuff, you know. But, Daniel pretty much let me know right then he was pissed off at me because I took you instead of him to Texas, you know. You came down there and stayed with me for a couple, 2 or 3 months or something like that. I think it was about 3 months. Well, right after that, I moved. I bought a mobile home. You know, I went to Virginia, work, and was sending money back. And well, Laura and Phil were just pissing that shit off. Is what they were doing. Or rather, they were pissing their money off and not working and shit like that. And I was paying the bills. And instead of feeding my horse like they were supposed to, just to buy square bales. They bought that damn big ass round one out there, and when I come back, she was big as a house, just bloated, you know, ruined her. She was beautiful one time. Yeah, that's Sybil. Yeah, and I told I told Noah he needs to start naming his stuff, you know. And you need to name them. Yeah, I had Sybil, Queenie, and Sparky. Those were my horses. But anyhow, I came back and I just was disgusted with Laura and them because, well, here I was 20 years old and 20 or 21 or something like that, and I was dating a 33-year-old, and it was one of Laura's friends, and well, I never could have no company. I couldn't have anybody over, and that just pissed me off. So I moved out and I bought my own trailer. And I moved it up to Maylene. And you never come out there. Well, I had my little truck and everything then, you know, it was really cool. I got drunk, rolled my truck from Sterrett, Alabama. I used to go to a friend of mine's house, play poker on the weekends. And, well, I got real drunk one night. I was trying to make it home. And I pushed the lighter in, and when I was trying to light that damn cigarette, I stuck that lighter right to the tip of my nose, and I had this little spiral all on the end of my damn nose. But I flipped that truck. I mean, there was a big giant cliff drop off on one side. I just barely made it around it, and I hit that sign, and that sign rolled me. I rolled this way, and then I rolled past the drop off part of the cliff into a mountain, a cliff hanging in the air. This is some Arlo Guthrie shit. But anyway, the front bumper hung in that process, and then I started flipping end over end. Boy, shit, it was everywhere. But anyway, I did rig that damn truck, had Afro. Boy, I had my neighbor at that time told me she was a beautician, and she was supposed to give me a wave. My hair be a wave, but boy, she put some tight, kinky shit in there, and I had a afro from hell, man. Laura's got a picture of that. Had my cowboy hat on, my boots, my jeans, and everything, and this is afro. You know. But anyhow, when I wrecked that truck, well, I lost my job and everything. Of course, you know, you can't get work, shit like that. And Robert had come down from Virginia. Him and this guy named Trotline, and they rode motorcycles down. And Well, I couldn't feed them. I told them straight up, like, man, hey, I'm broke. I can't feed y'all. I'm having a tough time just keeping the bills on. But anyway, well, I had a friend of mine named Kip, and he lived on the other side of the mobile home area. It wasn't really a mobile home area. It was just a bunch of land out there where I was at, and he had a farm. And his mama and his daddy had a farm, but his daddy died, and it was just Kip and his mama. I didn't think it was Kip's place because we went down the railroad tracks. We all set out to go get a little calf and was going to clean it and eat it, you know. This is after the duck episode. I'll have to tell you about that one too. That was a pretty good one. Yeah, you killed buck. Got two big ass damn duck with beer bottles and rocks. They were good eating too. Dad wouldn't eat them. He turned his nose up to them. Boy, it was good stuff. And well, we cut down the railroad tracks, and we was all three on motorcycles. Each one of us had a motorcycle because, you know, I had my bike then too. It's 750. And it was cold, and we had snowmos on, these big giant jumpsuits and shit. Well, we got down them damn railroad tracks, and I spotted them right off the bat. You know, I look over to the left, park the bike and everything, and walk further down, and then, well, I knew that big old bull over there. I didn't want to fuck with him too much, but Robert and them wouldn't go across the fence, man. They were scared to death, and that's no joke. Now, that's my brother Robert. Well, that asshole, he ain't my brother. He's a fucking asshole. Anyway, Trotline, if it wasn't for Trotline, Robert wouldn't have ate. Me and Trotline is what fed us. But I crossed over that fence, and the calves took off. There was no way for me to get one of them damn calves. And all of a sudden, I seen all these little white things run all over the fucking place, man. One of them darted off toward that barn over there. Instead of going in the barn door was open, and he run his head up in there, stuck his head. The door was open like this, and he went right here. Well, man, I just walked right up behind him, grabbed him, pulled him out, twisted his head a little bit so he shut up. And I took him to the fence, and I passed him over the fence, and Trotline killed it right there, you know, and we bled it out. And, well, we ended up sticking that little fucker up. I took my snowmo off, and we put him in my snowmo, and he put a fucking helmet on him, too. And we strapped him to the back of the bike. Looked like another person on the back of my bike, because I had a big sissy bar and everything on there. And we rode to Laura's house, and we cleaned that thing right there at Laura's house, and then took the meat back. We gave her some too, because, you know, old Phil, he wasn't doing shit, and Laura, she wasn't doing shit. I know what Laura's doing. Everybody was hungry, and if it wasn't for me, they'd all starved to fucking death. Well, we ate a little that night at Laura's house, and then cruised back home. Next day, I'm out there, you know, getting ready to cook this damn thing up some more because we got to eat again the next day. Kip comes over. Kip's just sitting over there bragging like hell. Man, I got a Billy out there that gets more pussy than any of us, and you just would not believe. It was funny as hell. I can't find him. He's just somewhere. I don't know where in the hell he's at. And we was already chopping on one of them damn, it was like pork. We cut them up like pork chops. And I looked at him, I said, Kip, you want pork chop? I fed him his own goat. Boy, he loved it to death too. That was the goat story right there. That was pretty funny. But old Kip, he ended up going to prison because he's strung out on crack and all that. And some chick sold him a rock, you know. And it looked just like crack. And when he got it in the house and everything and tried to chop that shit up, it was a real rock, man. He got his gun and went out and shot her in the face, and then, well, they locked her up in prison and had something else. But I never fucked with crack or any of that. I did a little crystal meth at one time in my life, but man, that messed my heart up there for a while, and I just no more. And at one time when I was that was when I lived in Florida, Orlando, as a matter of fact. And then I had a big coke habit too. A light coke, it was pretty good. I'm straight and clean now. Hell, I had that one beer today, and that was it. And I pretty much quit beer. I don't do anything anymore except smoke a cigar. Well, that's the way it goes, though. But that was the story. And it's a little bit more elaborated than that. I could tell you all kind of shit. It was funny as hell. I fed Kip his old damn Billy Goat. And come over, it's the way he talked about it, and we're sitting there looking at him, and we're eating it, and I just straight up just offered him some. He said, "Whoa, this is good." Damn, Lee, you can cook. I said, "Yeah, I can cook." Get me hungry enough. I was 21 then, I think, something like that. That was it. Yeah. And it was right after that we did the goat. When we did the goat, Dad had come down from Virginia, and well, here we were again. Nobody got no food, and right out of my house down there, there was strip mines. And it had a bunch of, cesspools of water. That's what it is. It's crystal clear, pretty drinkable, everything like that, just crystal clear. And we were out drinking, riding them motorcycles, me, Robert, and Trotline, and we're sitting out there, and with these two big ass ducks, I mean, they were huge, come flying in and landed on that water, and we all looked at each other, and didn't have no gun, didn't have nothing. Now, you got to picture Trotline. Now, Trotline was hardcore biker dude. I mean, leathered down, the big ass wallet with the chain and other chains and shit hanging on him. And when he moved, you could just hear his ass moving, even leather boots and shit. So Robert says, he takes off, goes around to the other side, starts just lobbing rocks into the water and forced them over to our side. Man, I had me a beer bottle in my hand. As soon as they come up on them, I tagged them. Bow! Wobble around like that a little bit. Oh, Lord. And I got them both. I got one with a beer bottle, and I got the other one with a rock. And Trotline, I'm moving too, man. I'm running because they're just not sitting still. You don't hit them and they just lay there, I wounded them enough and stunned them enough where they didn't want to get up and fly. And you hear Trotline come running right by me, man. This big old 300-pound boy, leathered down, tackled it. Tackled them damn things. I mean, he got one, and I'm over here working on the other boy. Whoa. And he done killed it, and then he jumped up and took off after us. And if it wasn't for Trotline, we wouldn't have ate, because we got him back to the house, and I'd never done a duck before. I thought we was gonna have to sit there and pluck all night long. Hell no. Trotline lobbed the heads off, lobbed the legs off, and cut the wings off, and then just literally he cut it enough where he could take that skin and just literally pulled everything off of it with just the carcass there. It's nothing but pure, beautiful blue meat. It's like a big old turkey. Man, they were huge. Laura got pictures of them, and Robert's got pictures of them. Me, Dad, Robert, Trotline, Phil, and Brian. and Laura taking a picture, and we're wingtip to wingtip. We were all standing in between each other, wingtip to wingtip. It just blew Dad's mind. He didn't. I put him up on that barbecue grill and I smoked him. Is what I did. Man, it's the prettiest blue meat. Tasted fantastic, and Dad wouldn't eat it. And I called my granddad and asked Granddad, and Granddad said that Dad wasn't a hunter and wouldn't eat wild meat. I said, well, Granddad, he eats cow. He said, yeah, I don't know what's wrong with him, son. Yeah, my granddad was my dad, by the way, remember that. And my grandmother was my mother, by the way. You remember that, too. And my Uncle Robert was my brother. Yeah. But that was the experience, and it was fun. It was great as hell. Poor old Kip, though. Damn it. I never told him about that damn. Well, I didn't really have a chance because it was right after that. Me and Robert got into a big, large fight over a bunch of shit out there in that damn strip mine out there. He thought he was going to take me out there and whoop my ass. I showed him a thing or two. He started choking me. I was driving the car, and he reached up around there and started choking me where I couldn't do any damn thing. Man, when I popped that door open and jumped out of that car, Kip's flipping out going, what in the world's going on here? And Robert starts hitting me, man. Because it's all about this thing about food. I'm telling you, food will drive a person crazy. It will. It's because I wouldn't go screw that big old girl and get her to buy us some food, and I just wasn't doing it no more. I just said I've had enough. And that's the one that claimed that I had a baby with, but it wasn't my baby. Everybody knows I'm sterile. I've been sterile all my life. Because she never tracked me down. I lived right there. She never come by to see me. She never did a damn thing. You know, nothing. Laura's bullshit. And it was Laura trying to get me to come back over and stay with Laura so that I'd take care of Laura and pay her bills and feed her ass. Her and Phil and Brian and Jonathan. And man, I just couldn't stand that shit no more. I couldn't. I just couldn't stand it. And the more I think about them, I just can't stand them, period, whatsoever. You know, anytime I got around them, my life was just a total chaos, and I just couldn't stand it. Well, there you have it. That's all in a nutshell. So I already know the experience of what people do when they get hungry. Yeah, so you remember that. Yeah, you let Noah listen to this too. It's pretty funny. It's even better, you know, when we're all together, and we talk about the shit, you know, because it's memories. But by God, I don't ever want to be around them again. I don't want to ever talk to them again, ever associate with them again. I just disown them. I don't want a damn thing to do with them, because my life, you know, drastically changed big time when I got away from them, for the better. It did. Yeah, it sure did. So there you go. Betty, I got Betty broke down. I'm cleaning her up. This is my little girl. I love it. Yeah. You can see what I do, and I'm cross-eyed. 30 rounds ain't shit. That first round's a locator. That's all. You better be watching your ass. I'll have you stepping and fetching, buddy. I ain't shitting you. Damn. But yeah, really and truly, I think Daniel has held that against me ever since when I lived in Dallas, and I took you to Dallas with me, and I didn't take him. Well, literally, you know how I lived there. I had a woman, well, I actually had two women. Yeah, I had more than that, really, but I had two of them that were constantly coming over, and well, I had one of them that would cook for me on a constant basis, and she wasn't the prettiest thing, but I'd have kept her ass in a heartbeat had she, you know, stayed there and didn't want to move back home. I took care of her. But Daniel, yeah, and I don't get along with Daniel because he's just like a control freak. He's just like Robert, a control freak, and he thinks he's better than everybody. And well, he, by God, he's just like me. He gets up, puts his pants on one leg at a time. So's every man in this world. You're no better than me. You just might have a little bit better life. You know, your opportunities were a little bit better. That's all. You know, and that's what changes a person's life is what opportunities they're given. Well, I wasn't given none. I had to take mine. I was on the road. I was making for myself, making do for myself at 15. And when I took you to Dallas, man, I had just turned 19, 18 or 19 then, because was 18 because Mama died a year later. I was 19 when Mama died. So, there you go. Life in a nutshell. Been on my own ever since. Well, I ran away from Granddad at 13. I couldn't take that shit no more. I was alone. Well, and I found a family. And, you know, hey, just because he's black, man, look, that was Daddy Black to me. That man gave me a job, put a roof over my head, made sure I ate every damn day, and I got my ass up and I went to fucking work. And I worked for him every damn day. That's 7 days a week, you know. And him and Mark Phillips and Kelly Phillips and two other white boys that I was working with then too, man, they used to fight over me. I was the shit at one time. Damn, I fell apart. Everything changed. But that's it. Noah, you remember what I said today? Be careful. Make sure you make the right choices. And really and truly in life, there is no wrong. There's a mistake, but there's no wrong. You can't do wrong. You can make a mistake, but you can't do wrong. There's a lot of right, but you can't do wrong. It's just a mistake, and at some point you got to fix that mistake. That's all. Yep. And you don't beat yourself to death over that shit, or well, you'll be a mental nutcase. You know, and I can tell you somebody like that too. So y'all enjoy. And Betty's calling me. She wants me. And if you want to, come on out and we'll play with her again if you want to. Well, I got to get some more ammo. I don't want to shoot up my good stuff. I'll shoot that old shitty stuff up, but my good stuff I'm keeping. There's a reason for that. Enjoy and peace. Oh.